Hello. Hello, beautiful friends. Is anybody here? I can't wait to chat with you all about this crazy full moon in Leo. I got Bobo here with me. I brought some treats up to uh, uh, so hope to see you all soon in the chat. Know that you're here. We'll give some time for people to pop in. Hello. I'm like a minute early because I wanted to get get everything set up. Hello, friends. Hello. Hello. Here's some people popping in. Hello, Natalie. Hello, Elaine. Hello, Real Country Hanover. Venitri. Hello. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Full moon in Leo. I was just outside a while ago. The moon is it's approaching its fullness. It's not quite there yet. Um, Hey, Nancy, how's everybody doing? Let me know. Let me know. So we're gonna have like a discussion about the full moon. I don't know how many of you voted in the poll for what I discussed tonight of upcoming energy, but it seems like the lunar eclipse in Virgo was the winner. So that's what we're gonna discuss. Noemi, good to see you. Judy, good to see you. Emily Ann, Jennifer, hey, Jennifer. So, yeah, we're just gonna have a little chat, hang out, hopefully give you a heads up. Hey, Nancy, a heads up for, what's coming up. Of course, there will be plenty of more videos coming out. Um, so, get ready for those. Hey, Victoria. And guys, let me know, like, I've been doing the weekly video. I've been doing pretty well. Hey, Diane. I took a slight break from cranking out monthly readings this month, but I will be getting back to those because March is really an action-packed month, and I put out a lot of content in January because I was trying to get those a year ahead videos, the astrological videos out for y'all. So, I was working on that, and um, I have been doing some other, all the signs in one video type things, but the individual sign reading will be coming back in March because there is a lot to discuss. I mean, we have the lunar eclipse, we have the new moon solar eclipse, we have Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde. I mean, there's so many things happening in March that we really need to have a heads up. So, okay, awesome. So yeah, let me know, you guys, like, do you still you want the weeklies? I had somebody email me today and said that she loves the weeklies. So like out of the blue, I didn't ask her, but she just kind of let me know. So you know, so I'm happy to keep doing the weeklies. Um, but I will be getting back to the monthlies as well. So yeah, so how are you guys doing with this full moon in Leo? Did you happen to catch the full moon in Leo video? Um, I love doing those. I love looking at the full and new moon energies. And this one is a doozy. Has anyone had any surprises occur yet? Anything going on? I just also want to mention too, for you guys who are here, I posted it on the my Facebook page and also in the posts, the community posts on YouTube, but I guess it's scammer season. I don't know, but there there's a scammer who's basically copied my whole Facebook page and put it on Facebook and has been messaging people as me. It is not me. Okay, so I just will reemphasize that I will never message you. I will never ask for a friend request. I'm just, I got Scorpio in my chart. I'm not going to ever be somebody's friend. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm making a joke here. Okay. Yeah, so just seriously, if you see anything like this, if you have time and can report it on Facebook, I've reported it multiple times. But one of my friends texted me today and he's like, "Why am I getting messages from you on Messenger?" I'm like, "I'm not messaging you." And it was the fake scammer. He's like, "Yeah, it didn't sound like you." So please be very aware, there's so many freaking scammers, I could use another word right there. So many freaking scammers. And please just remember too that the only way you can ever book a reading with me is through my website and through my Acuity scheduler. There's no other way. Um, yes, I have. Trust me, Tana, but thank you for that suggestion. Yes, I have asked, and if you're over on Facebook and you ever see something like that and you can report it, people who have been following me over on Facebook have reported it. I've reported it. My friend reported it. I mean, we're reporting it, but it's ridiculous. So it's ridiculous. It's not easy. It's not easy out here. So just be super aware and if something is seems weird to you, you get a weird feeling, you could always email me, and ask me directly or ask me in the comments on a YouTube video and I will answer you if that was really me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But don't fall for these freaking scammers. It's so disgusting. So that's what's been happening for me with the Leo full moon, which, kind of makes sense, right? The Leo being in the spotlight. Um, yeah, YouTube, yeah, there's a little more control over that. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, so yeah, it's a the scammers are a nightmare. It really is. Because they hurt people's business, it hurts your reputation. And then they try to scam people, and then even though you've put out alerts, you're telling people don't do that thing. I mean, if somebody fell for a scam, I would feel bad, but it's not my fault. I mean, I'm not doing the scamming. So it's just disgusting. All right, so let's see what is going on for people. So that's been happening. We have of course, the Uranus influence with this full moon. Um, what's going on for people? So Victoria, Leo, Sun, and Mercury in the sixth house. Okay, so any interesting news at work, if you can say, or about work, or about your well-being? What is happening for people? Let me know in the comments. Don't be shy. Okay, so it's a healing energy for you. The healing energy then in the sixth house. Okay, from your knee surgery. Okay, excellent. Very good. So that means then your second house is Taurus, I would assume. So definitely like allow yourself time to heal. I know it can be like we can get very impatient when we can't do what we want to do. I mean, I get it. So, but with Uranus in your second house, like don't be like rushing, like allow yourself, take care. Second house is taking care of yourself, right? It's our self-worth that we value ourselves enough to rest. Like we're okay with that. We know it's a part of the process. So definitely like allow yourself, give yourself the gift of grace. Um, and that will speed along your healing. You'll get speedier healing from actually allowing yourself to rest rather than fighting it and being, that's how I am. I'm like, no, I don't want to. So, okay, so Jody, good to see you. So you're a Taurus with a Leo rising. All right, so what's happening for you? Has there been any career news? Anything happening? Yeah. Which knee had the surgery? Is it the left knee or the right knee? Okay, so Jody's working on a promo. Okay, I'm assuming for your business. That's good. Have you launched it yet, the promo? So usually, like, if you follow, the Louise Hay protocols and, the left is usually feminine and it's the past, and the right is the masculine and going into the future. So, oh, a promotion. I thought you meant a promo, like a marketing promo for your business. Hey, Afia, good to see you. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Very nice. Yeah, I haven't done a live in a while. It's been a hot minute since I've done a live. So, okay. So where was I? Oh, okay. So Victoria, tell me which knee, and then Jody. So you're working on a promotion. All right. So be open to something unexpected. like some news coming in maybe, and it may require you to think out of the box a little bit or think about what you're capable of, like, in a different way, like thinking of your skill set in a different way, only because the full moon's happening in your 1st house. So, so it's your identity, how people see you, you're showing up in the world, and then the 10th house, Uranus. So it could be that you might, surprise yourself with, uh, something you may go for. s- a way you may communicate or something like that about getting this promotion. Or you could have, I mean, there could be a surprise opening about the promotion that you weren't expecting. Maybe there's a timeline where you were all going to be on a speeded up timeline over the next 2 months, really. So there could be like something to speed up with a timeline for you, Jody. Okay. Noemi feels stuck. Yeah. That's stupid Mars retrograde, man. This has been torture. That's a lot to do with that, the Mars retrograde. Mary is a callow Mary armor, happy sun and rising. No idea what's going on in my life. I love the honesty. Oh, Afia, I missed you too. I'm so glad that you're 7 is saying rising in Cancer, sun in Libra, and moon in Aries. Oh yeah, job. Absolutely. 100%. But an opportunity from your past could come up in March. So be open to that 7 because we're gonna have the Venus retrograde and the Mercury retrograde in Aries. So that is your 10th house of career. So relationships you've cultivated in the past, okay, because being a sun in Libra, so those relationships, uh, reach out to those connections, any types of relationship from your past to start looking for a job. And like I like to say to people, especially when I do private readings and stuff, it's like, be ahead of the curve. If there is an aspect or usually a couple aspects, if there's something coming up, like, and it's kinda pointing in that direction, then get ahead of it. It's like, do what you can do right now as best you can. I mean, as best you can to get ahead of it. So that's why I'm saying, like, as soon as Venus goes retrograde on March 2nd, boom, in Aries, hit the ground running, reach out to those connections. That's what I would suggest. Remember, I don't tell people what to do. It's just suggest, but that's what I would say. Um, and this full moon, because it's in your 2nd house 7 of money, Leo, this could bring in some news or some thoughts or some enlightenment about what you can go for, like feeling energized to go and try something new and maybe go to the next level with the next job that you're gonna go for. So you can think of it um, that way too. Yeah, 7, good. It's good to be open-minded, absolutely. But yeah, definitely get ahead of the curve. Um, Catherine's off for 4 more weeks. I'm sorry, like, just sending good vibes and thoughts. Patricia is a Cancer sun, Cap rising, looking for a new place to live. Okay, so Cap rising, so 4th house, probably Aries. I use unequal houses, but probably Aries. So the Venus retrograde, there may be a desire to go back to a place where you lived before, reconnect with that place. Um, okay, we're having chats going a little fast here. So that could be going on. But that new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 4th house. I forget who said that. Let me go back up. Which is happening at the end of March. So that will be a 6-month window of opportunity to, have a fresh energy with where you wanna move to next, Patricia. Hello, Deco Painter and Tea. Good to see you. Natalie Botello, Virgo rising, Cap sun, Gemini moon. Need to sell my home so I can move to my new home. Feel like it's never gonna happen. Okay, so let's your mindset. You may feel like it's never going to happen, but let's not affirm that. Let's not put that out there. Say that it will happen in divine time. Okay. I will sell my home in divine timing and move to the place that is right for me when everything aligns for my highest good. Okay, you can play that back on the replay, and that's your affirmation. Okay, Virgo rising. So South Node is in your sign. So there's going to be major decoupling, uncouplings, letting go, cleaning out situations where you're going to be changing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, okay. Maggie is working on a new job. Sun, Virgo rising, Gemini moon. Okay. Do you know the degree of your moon right now, in Gemini? Oh, Athea. I love your vibes, Athea. Look at those beautiful stars and that little smiley face. Will your back surgery go okay? All right, I'm not doing tarot readings right now. I'm just giving a few astro insights based on people's energies that they're putting in the chat. And I am going to talk about the full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is coming up in March because that's what people voted for. So I will be doing that. And remember, these are just quick little insights that I'm looking at here. So Maggie, you're with Jupiter and Gemini, and the moon representing our home and of course our emotions with Jupiter transiting over your moon, but I don't know the degree, obviously. There could be, yes, some fresh opportunity finding a new place to live. Okay, and that's very nice. That's very, and of course, you have a Virgo rising as well, so there will be changes in how you're showing up in the world and your identity, and that can be very much connected also with where, uh, where we live. If you see yourself as a West Coast person now, you see yourself as an East Coast person. It's a shift in identity. Okay, Seth Marie, Aries Sun, Aqua Moon, Gemini rising, and in my nodal return. Okay, so which nodal return? Is it the North Node or is it nodal reverse? But all Aries people are going to get re-energized with the new moon solar eclipse in our sign. I think it's at 8 degrees Aries on March 29th. But what's interesting about that eclipse is there is a power up in Pisces right behind that energy. So, and of course, North Node in Pisces. So that eclipse is very, very interesting. And Venus and Mercury will still be retrograde at that new moon solar eclipse. But what that is saying to me is that from the ashes of the past, especially Aries people, but wherever you have Aries in your chart, you will rise like the phoenix. You have finished karma. The karma has finished. That is the Pisces energy. That is literally, if you look at the chart of the eclipse in Aries at the end of March, there's all this Pisces hanging out. And I believe Neptune is very close to the 29th critical degree. So Pisces behind the Aries, which is giving me karmic wrap ups because technically that's Aries' 12th house of endings, right? So it's like the new beginning out of the ashes of the karma you have completed. So that's for everybody wherever you have Aries, but that is very, very positive, positive energy. And of course, with Gemini rising, especially when Jupiter in Gemini, you got opportunities right now to show up in the world in a different way. Open your door. If you think of the first house as like the door to your energy, it's time with Jupiter to open that door to new opportunities and possibilities. Okay. If you're like my style here, what I'm doing, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. So I will come and do these again if we get a lot of good positive feedback. Let me know by hitting that button. And if you're not subscribed, if you could please subscribe. Um, I have heard so many things where people are saying in the comments they haven't seen my videos or they thought they were subscribed and they're not. I mean, I don't know what goes on, but if you could just double check that and see if you're subscribed as well, that'd be great. All right. Sweet Emmy, I'm not sure how to say that, but she is very, I'm assuming she woke up very emotional today. Gemini married to Aquarius. Okay. What's going on with that? Well, it's a full moon in Leo. Okay, so people are going to be emotional. We have that, Uranian influence in Taurus, Uranus and Taurus squaring the full moon. So people can be cranky and irritable. So it depends on where you have all that going on in your chart. But how is Aquarius? Do I have any Aquarians in here? How are you doing with Pluto in your sign, especially early Aquarius placements, 1, 2, and 3 degrees? How are you doing with Pluto? Let me know. Inquiring minds want to know. Catherine is Aries Sun, Sag rising. So, Sag rising people, there's gonna be, in the next year and a half, interesting opportunities for you to, uh, change up your foundation of your life, possibly new changes in your home. There could be a move, but there's a lot of attention that needs to be paid to your emotional foundation, your legal foundation of where you're living, how you're living, and who you're living with that North Node in Pisces. And that's for the next year and a half. But you may find, like, especially Sag risings, we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces in the middle of September. I think it's like September 14th. So, that may be a pivotal time for Sag to move or change something up with their living environment. Could be happening at that time. And remember too, guys, if you want the full year perspective of what's going on, check out my website and get my year ahead book, okay? Because that's all in there. I'm just spouting off things that are in my brain right now. Okay, so you get the full year scoop with all this stuff in that book. All right, let's see. Katie is a Pisces sun, Leo moon, Libra rising, and a broken foot. Oh my goodness. Holed up in a hotel looking for a home. It's been chaotic. Yes, that is chaotic. When is your birthday? Can you say what day it is? Are you an early Pisces or a late Pisces? Of course, with Libra rising, you have Saturn and which rules bones, and you have the North Node now in your sixth house of well-being. So, and of course, Pisces rules the feet. So I'm sorry you're going through this situation right now with your broken foot. Greetings from Alaska. Hello, Gigi. How are you? Okay. Deco painter and Pete. Scorpio, I don't know if I'm rising sun, moon, or anything. I love it. I love it. Okay. Is 2025 going to be better in all aspects of abundance? Well, are we asking astrologically or are we asking economically? Like, what are we asking about? Oh, sorry, cat hair. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Mm. So Gigi's feeling the full moon. She's Capricorn with Leo rising and moon in Taurus. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so Leo rising, so the full moon's in your first house of identity. And then I don't know what degree your moon in Taurus is in, but you got Uranus still in Taurus. So like this is definitely some sort of mm, I don't want to say identity crisis, but a little bit. Um, like kind of navigating expectations versus reality, especially in terms probably of your career and like kind of what you really are yearning maybe to do next and do new. Um, so and as being a Capricorn, of course, so let's see, the fifth as sixth house, your sixth house sun more than likely. So work is very important to you. But wanting to have a fresh and more like up leveled. That's kind of what I'm getting. That's what I'm saying, like expectations versus reality with that. Maybe going on for you. Okay. And then I don't want to skip anybody. Nancy's asking, are Pisces known for being avoidant in relationships? Well, it's a very good question. I was engaged to a Pisces man. God help me. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Every sign has their okay things and their not so okay things. Um, so the thing about Pisces is that they are the fish. So if you know the zodiac glyph, one fish goes this way and the other goes that way. So the thing with any Pisces energy, and some of you may know I have Venus in Pisces, so I'm not throwing shade or anything like that, but um, wherever you have Pisces in your chart, you like to have options. It's immutable. I mean, Pisces is mutable, meaning, of course, options and flowing. So any sign can be avoidant, but also that doesn't mean that Pisces can't commit. Pisces can commit. But the thing with Pisces is it's a lot of times it's about the ideal. There's this ideal and romanticizing of things. Now, this is in general, you have to look at somebody's chart. Well, I don't like to make these blanket statements about signs because it really does depend. It like, does this particular Pisces guy have his Venus in Aquarius as an example? And he may be a little harder to pin down if he has heavy Aquarius in his chart versus if he had, Venus in Aries, maybe he'd be a little more upfront with his emotions. So you have to kind of take all of that into perspective. But we can say about mutable energy, which is Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sag, is they tend to be a little more free flowing and a little more about and choices. Again, doesn't mean they can't commit. Okay, so but that's just in general. Okay, just in general. Okay, let me know in the comments if you agree. Um, let's see. We talked about Gigi Culpepper's take on it. I love that handle. Gemini rising. Okay. And then is your Saturn, Sun, Venus, and Mercury and Mars all in Cancer? So you're feeling this Mars retrograde big time then. That's a huge stellium in Cancer. So you're very, very sensitive to whatever the moon is doing. So have you had to have an important conversation? Are you expressing your truth at this full moon? Because your full moon is in your third house of communication. Are you rethinking something? Especially with Mars retrograde in Cancer right now. So are you rethinking your commitments, your boundaries, what you are you changing your mind about something? Honestly, do you need to have a discussion about it with somebody close to you? Is what I would say. Culpepper. I love that name. Should Emily Ann's asking, should we expect a stressful month in March? Um, it depends. I don't think so. I mean, so much depends on your individual chart, and that's not me trying to get people to book a reading, but honestly, it really does mean that. But, stress depends on how you define stress. If you're a fixed sign and you don't like change, then usually eclipse season is a little more stressful because there can be changes, especially when Uranus is involved and we're not quite expecting what's gonna be going on. So and Uranus is gonna be involved again, good old Uranus, at the, full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo in the middle of March. Um, and also remember too that the eclipses are, especially the eclipse in Virgo, which I do wanna talk about, is a lot about the purge of the toxic and the stuff we don't need anymore and getting back to taking care of our own well-being. But Uranus is in a supportive trine to that full moon. Okay, but lunar eclipses are about release, the emotional release, and sometimes the literal release of situations. But Uranus is supportive in Taurus, saying, it's time for your revolution. It's time to revolutionize your life through a letting go, a purging. Okay, I did take just a couple little notes here that I just didn't want to forget to mention. But Venus will be retrograde in Aries on the day of the full moon lunar eclipse. And then we have Mercury going retrograde the next day at that full moon lunar eclipse. So we know that whenever a planet stations retrograde, which Mercury will be doing, um, there tends to be more crazy and chaotic energy. So the full moon lunar eclipse is also opposite Saturn in Pisces, which is a lot about boundaries and not being, this person who just sacrifices, and doesn't take care of themselves. So, the sacrifice and service axis of Virgo and Pisces is being activated with this eclipse. It is not good to sacrifice yourself in a detrimental way, and you may surprise yourself, especially in love and money because of the Venus retrograde. You may surprise yourself at how you stand up for yourself. So that's kind of this, and that standing up for yourself could be the release of some sort of relationship, money situation, job, family scenario. I mean, whatever you have going on, it depends on your individual chart. So is that stressful? That depends, right? Is it stressful if you need to do that and you need to stand up for yourself and you don't like confrontation? Yeah, then it might be stressful. It doesn't mean we have to have a confrontation, but I'm just saying. Um, so it's very, very interesting. Neptune will also be at 29 degrees Pisces on the day of that full moon lunar eclipse. So that is that the last degree of the zodiac. You want to clean up karma at that Virgo is a cleanup sign. You want to clean up karma with that full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. You're not. It's not about creating new karma. And I will say this also. I will say that I'm sorry. I like to wave my pen around. I will say this also, which is Venus is retrograde. Mercury's going to station retrograde the next day. Like, uh, if an ex comes back around, there's an offer from the past, think very carefully about it because you don't want to get stuck in the karma of the past. You want to clean up and free yourself from the karma of the past. So is that stressful? It's gonna depend. It's gonna depend on your personal situation. Um, hello, Diane. Good to see you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. I'm kind of going here. Okay. I see somebody saying, "Oh, no." Okay. I don't know if that was "Oh, no" about the Pisces man or that was "Oh, no" about is it gonna be stressful? Okay. Alright, let me see here. Mary is saying, at Nancy's Solario, "I'm married to one, and I'd say yes." Yeah. I'm not gonna get into my personal story with Pisces man. I'm just not gonna get into it, but it was interesting. Needless to say, we did not get married. We did not get married. We were engaged, but we did not get married. Um, okay. La, 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 la. Alright, where was I? Sweet MA Gemini, trying to get my business up and going, problems with my Airbnb and the house life is emotionally charging. Okay. Alright, so maybe that's gonna coming to a head at this full moon in Leo. The thing is just to really cool your jets. I mean, this is a very fiery energy, as I said in my Leo full moon video, and we have Uranus squaring, which is a wild card factor. So, if there is stuff that is going on in the home that is emotionally charging, I would try to diffuse the situation and not, you know, blow it up into a big drama. Um, okay, Gigi, Leo rising. How are you feeling with this full moon, Gigi? Noemi, Scorpio with Pisces rising and a Capricorn moon. Okay, so Pisces rising, this full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo is going to be in your seventh house of other people. So that's definitely a time, especially with Pisces rising, to really with Saturn in your first house, to look at where you are not keeping boundaries the way you should, and where certain relationships may need to, either be dialed way back or done with because they're past their sell by date. That's the thing with the South Node. It's past its sell by date. The universe is trying to get it out of your life. So it can be stressful when we resist that. So you don't want to be resisting that if that is indeed what's going on for you. Okay, Lindy, stressed cat made a wonderful soup today for some comfort food. Oh, that's using the energies in a productive way. Trying to maintain perspective and peace. Yes. Um, okay. Diane, Leo moon, Cap rising, Gemini sun. Which one pulls more weight? I need to make a career shift big time. When is the best time? Okay. I don't know because I need to look at your chart, but because like I said, I use unequal house system, and I like to look at everything going on in the chart. So I'm just speaking in general here based on these little tidbits. Um, so in terms of which one pulls more weight, I can't answer that because I need to look at the chart. But in terms of making a career shift, and again, the best time, well, what does that mean? Are you ready to totally radicalize and revitalize your career life? If you are, then I would wait until you're goes into your 6th house in Gemini over the summer in July. I believe it's July 9th, or maybe the 4th or the 5th. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head. It's early July, when Uranus, which is about awakenings and shaking things up, goes into, if you're Capricorn rising, that should be your 6th house of work. I don't know if the sound quality is kind of poor for anyone else. I hope not. I did order new microphones. I have not set them up yet. Um, so that will be forthcoming in future lives and videos. I got some brand new top of the line lavalier mics. So hopefully that will improve the videos and also the lives. But I have to actually read the directions. I was joking with my sister about this earlier because I don't like to read directions. Any other Aries people don't like to read directions. But I think for these particular mics, I should read the directions and how to set it up. But my sister and I were talking about it before this live, and my father didn't like to read directions either. So I guess I got that from him. So, and I just want to say also, thank you to all of you very kind and sweet people who left so many kind messages and comments about my dad passing away. It means so much to me. I mean, I try to put on a happy face. I try to stay positive. It still hurts. It still bothers me. He only passed away the middle of October, and, you know, I am doing the best I can, but I really am not through the grief process. I will tell you, I am not. And he's been coming to me a lot in my dreams, a lot. And just last night he was in one of my dreams. So it's a process, which is why I also kind of, took a little didn't create so many videos yet this month, because it's tough, as you guys know, when you lose someone close to you. It takes time. It takes time. Um So yeah, so Mary, hopefully the sound quality will be better. I do think that, the Schumann resonance, the solar flares, I think we just had another really big solar flare, so hopefully, I don't know if that's the issue, um, but hopefully, like I said, with these new mics, it'll improve. And Nancy, he ghosted me since Thanksgiving Day. Alright, so I'm very sorry to hear that, Nancy, that the Pisces person ghosted you, and then that's it, the end. I bet he resurfaces during the Venus retrograde. I hope that you will be strong and not answer the Okay, Jennifer Peterson, Sag Sun, Gemini rising, 7 degrees. Okay, so Jupiter's definitely in your first house because Jupiter right now is at 12-ish degrees, 13 degrees of Gemini. So lighten up again, opportunities to avail yourself of uh to create a whole new you. Whole new you. Um, where's your moon? I think I know, but I forgot at the moment. But of course, with Gemini rising, there's with this full moon in Leo, there may be something going on with a conversation that arises out of the blue. And it could be a conversation also that you have in spirit or from spirit or in a dream with that Uranus in the 12th house. So, with this Leo full moon, you could get some big download of how to proceed with the next part of your plans. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that from spirit, which kind of already happened. I remember that comment you made recently, kind of already happened, but you could get another one. You could get another one. I'm sorry if the sound is choppy. I mean, I'm using my good microphone here. I don't know what to tell you. And I have a very high speed internet, so I don't know. I can't. I can't speak to that. I don't know. Tanya is saying Sun Aquarius, rising Gemini, Moon in Scorpio. Okay, so what degree are you with the Sun? Okay, is this better? Let me know if this is better. Let me know if this is better. I'm not a tech, so, I apologize. But like I said, I hope these new mics are much better. Um, see, where was I? Okay, yeah. So let me know. Rising Gemini, same thing. You have Gemini, Jupiter is in Gemini. And like I said, he's at 12 or 13 degrees. Um, what's going on with Scorpio? I mean, Scorpio, what's happening right now with Scorpio? Let me think. Um, well, we have again, it depends on the degree, but we have Pluto possibly squaring your moon if it's in the early degrees of Scorpio. So that could bring pressures, tensions, emotional tensions, or something going on with your home. I'm going down here. Is this better? Let me know. Okay, I have to scroll down to see the okay. Let me go back. La, 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 la. Where did it go? Oh, I was discussing Scorpio. Okay, there we go. So yeah, rising Gemini, again, depends on the degree, but Jupiter in your first house, like, it is time to take advantage of opportunities that come knocking at your door. If first house is our outward appearance and how we show up in the world, then Jupiter is giving you opportunities to change your identity, to, explore new roles, new identities, get out and about, redo your whole image if you want. And that includes everything, like you working as a broker for realty, change up your branding if you feel inspired to do that. It's like that type of thing. La, la, la. Okay, Cole Pepper, thank you, I tried to get closer. Mary saying, "Nancy, forget him, he sucks." I would agree with that. I mean, if somebody ghosts you, this is my thing. I'm gonna get on my horse, my hobby horse right now. Like, if they ghost you, they are cowards. You wanna be with a coward? If someone cannot be in front of your face and tell you, "This is not right for me. I'm sorry, you're nice, but this is not working out," then forget it, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, okay? Because guess what? They will check out on other things also. If they don't have the cojones to look at you in the eye and tell you, whatever, then they're not gonna be able to step up with other things, in my opinion. Yeah, it could be the weather, I don't know. We're supposed to have a very big storm here tomorrow. I don't know if that's, affecting whatever's going on technologically. Um, alright, let's see here. We have square LB, Scorpio rising, Pisces sun and moon, and I have Leo in my 10th house. Try to multitask my work, home life balance, and a move in my near future. You got a lot going on. Okay. Mm. Well, are you work from home, do something like that? Whatever you're gonna be doing, like, there's with the Scorpio rising and your sun and your moon in your 5th house, like, you really need a special space in your work I mean, excuse me, in your home life that's just for you, which I know can be challenging sometimes if we have, like, spouse and kids and pets and all that, but you need your own little corner. You need a sanctuary, escape place where you can create and dream and just get away from it all. Scorpio's like, "Lock the door, throw it away." Like, you just need a place. So, as you think about where you're gonna be moving in the near future, try to, if you can, figure out what that might look like for you. So have you had any news come in about your career with this 10th house Leo full moon? Kristen is a Scorpio. Hi, I'm a Scorpio. I hope everything is good for me with a tenant moving out and not paying rent or PG and E bill. Any messages from you to help me? No, I am doing astrology readings right now. So no terribles, but and I can't really speak to too much as a Scorpio, um, 'cause I don't know the rest of your chart, so I don't know where things are hitting, but, you got Pluto. Again, it depends on where you're born in Scorpio, but Pluto is in the early degrees of Aquarius, which is squaring Scorpio. So that's not the most helpful of energies. Lori, hello, Lori. Hello, dear Lori. Um, And Tana saying, big changes so far. Patricia, have you ever thought about doing a video on Astrology 101 explaining houses, nodes, and planets? Yes, but I would do it as a class and I would charge money for it. Um, and I am thinking of doing something like that, but I'm doing other things right now, that you will know about soon. But, you know, okay. Victoria woke up at 2 AM this morning and feeling it. Okay. Kate, mine wasn't red. Okay, I don't know what you're saying. Maybe I missed something. You could type it again. Lori, Scorpio rising. Yes. Okay, so what's happening with you in your creative life? Are you starting some new things? That's important to do with the North Node in your fifth house right now in Pisces and to commit Saturn to some new creative endeavors. I know you're a very creative individual, so it's time to like you know, have some new creative stuff. What's going on for you at work with the full moon in your 10th house? Are there some, revelations, uh, news coming in? Is there interesting news coming from a colleague at work or a boss at work? Again, Uranus in that 7th house squaring the moon. Jennifer has an Aquarius moon, feeling more in tune. That's good. That's good. That could be that Gemini, Jupiter finally moving forward in Gemini and making that nice trine with your Aquarius energy, especially the moon, right? So they're feeling more like things are finally like back on track. Um, thank you, Lori. Good to see you. Um, okay, I can't do anything about I'm like sitting right here with the microphone. I don't know what to tell you. Um, Capricorn Sun, Mrs. Adil. Capricorn Sun, Libra rising, Pisces moon. I need to pass my exam. Um, okay. Let me think here. All right. Obviously I don't know what degree your moon is, but with Saturn in Pisces and the North Node, it's all about Saturn, in my opinion. It's all about and of course, as a Capricorn, so you should be able to use the Saturn energies. It's all about that. So this you need to pass this exam, a structure and a schedule for studying that is non-negotiable. That's how you will pass your exam, okay? Virgo, Sun, Leo, Moon, Aquarius, rising, total reset. Yeah, so the full moon is in your 12th house. Yeah, no, wait a minute, your Aquarius rising, your Virgo Sun. So your 7th house. Okay, so Michette, there could be some things coming up for you now, but then also going into, March with releasing, some sort of relationships, and transforming, taking your power back. Absolutely, but there could be some because the Leo moon and then the full moon in Leo right now, which of course is your 7th house, so there could be some revelations about where foundationally Uranus, you just don't wanna put up with shenanigans anymore. There could be something surprising with the home as well, or a person you live with, but with as a Virgo sun with the South Node going through and then the eclipse coming up next month, there's gonna be some shifts, I think, in your relationships, like a close relationship. You'll have to see. Um, okay, Colleen, a lot of Cancer in my chart, including, sun, moon, rising. I'm feeling like a big change is coming. Um, okay, so you have triple Cancer here, stellium. Okay, sun, moon, rising. Well, the Mars retrograde, I mean, I know I've been on this hobby horse for a while with the Mars retrograde in Cancer for Cancer people. I mean, it's in your 1st house, and with your sun and your moon there, I mean, this Mars retrograde is really calling you to rethink your goals, rethink your identity, and rethink your emotional commitments and how you're using your energy, and, it'll go direct February 23rd, but then it will still move through your sign, so it won't get back into Leo. I don't have the exact date in my brain, but not until, like, I don't think April. So, um, that's what's happening. It's really about with Mars, it's the arrow of desire, right? It's the circle with the arrow on it, and right now the arrow is pointed inward. at your whole thing, like I was just saying. When it turns direct again on February 23rd, the arrow goes outward. Um, but in terms of a big change is coming, no, you're in charge of making the change with this energy, especially because you have sun, moon, and rising in Cancer. Yes, eclipses can bring repeated things that happen out there and bring them to our lives, and then we have to respond to the situations. But I feel like for you, with this triple energy in Cancer, this Mars retrograde is key. It's key to taking charge, the rethinking, the reevaluating, and then taking charge of the energy and moving forward on your terms with what changes you wanna make. That's what I would say. Um, um, what degree is this full moon? I'm trying to remember. Let me go back. There's so many like, that's the thing as an astrologer, like, you have so many dates, and then you have to have the degrees in your brain, and it's like, "Oh my goodness." Okay, the full moon in Leo is at 24 degrees. I just wanted to look back at that for Culpepper's take on it. So it's pretty close. It's not exact on your moon, but it's close enough. So, depending on the house that your moon is in, what is emotionally being revealed to you? What rut do you need to get out of? Uranus squaring your moon. What emotional rut do you need to get out of? I would say that. Ask yourself that question. JB, hi Stella, Bobo, and everyone. Hello, JB. Good to see you. Real country women of Hanover. Yeah, Bobo's on the childhood blanket on the sofa. I tried to bribe him with treats, but he only stayed for a few minutes in the beginning. My sun sign is Capricorn. Okay. All right. So how you doing with Pluto out of your sign? Let me know. Let me know. How are Capricorns feeling? Hello, Carly. Nice to see you. Nancy, you're welcome. I don't mean to be harsh. I mean, I've been there with a Pisces guy. I mean, I can tell you. It's like, you have my empathy. Janelle, Virgo keeps coming in, but I am not looking for that. What's up with that? I don't know. Have I said that? I don't know. Who said that? Who said love is coming in for Virgos? I guess it could be. If you're Virgo rising, if you're a Virgo rising and you are looking for love, you have an opportunity. You have the North Node in Pisces, which is your 7th house, but the Saturn is still there until the end of May. So you want something serious, somebody who is serious, somebody who will show up and not ghost you like poor Nancy just went through. So, you know, yes, if you want that, but North Node in your 7th house, if you have Virgo rising, it could bring in also a new business commitment or business partnership or business relationship. So it doesn't have to be romantic. Cheryl is saying, "Hi, Stella, Capstone, Sag Rising, any info?" Well, you got Pluto now in your 3rd house. How are you thinking differently about life? And is this full moon bringing up thoughts about wanting to travel and get out and about and expand your horizons and start making some changes in your life where you're up leveling and growing or wanting to get into new spiritual things that you're interested in or creative things? That's what I would say. Aventurine, hello, Stella and friends. Hello, my dear Aventurine. How are you? JB, Cancer and Cancer rising a hot. No, it's not. It's not hot. It's okay. It's okay. Um, okay. Nicole Pepper's take on it. Yes, I am, Stella. Thanks so much. Okay, awesome. D, hi, Stella. Anything for me? Tamika, good to see you. I don't know. You got to give me your birth info. I can't remember everybody's birth info. You can put it in the comments. Um, Susan, Fabian, hi, Stella. Noemi, saying, oh boy. Okay, let's take a moment here and eat a sip of my coffee. Please hit that thumbs up if you haven't already done so and subscribe. Remember, guys, these are just quick little insights. If you really want to dive deep into want me to dive deep into your chart, I mean, you can book a reading. This is what I do. You know? Um, so again, like, I'm not saying you have to, I'm just saying, like, if you want to, this is what I do. Um Okay, let's see. Holly R. Scorpio oh, hello, Susan. I don't know if I said Susan. Alright. Holly R is a Scorpio sun, Cappy rising, feeling work stress. Is the wheel turning up to calmer days ahead? Let's see. Well, you have Jupiter in Gemini, your 6th house, so Cappy's 6th house. Um, Scorpio sun, it depends. Is Pluto squaring your sun right now? Are you feeling the pressure from that? Um, is Capricorn ever not stressed about work? I have Capricorn rising too, so I'm kinda laughing because I'm like, "Am I ever not stressed about work?" Um, yeah, so, I mean, I would have to look at your chart. I really don't know. I Jupiter should bring you some opportunities. You have Uranus again, depends on you could have Uranus transiting opposite your sun right now if you're a late Scorpio, that could be bringing unrest, to your personal goals. It depends on what house your sun is in exactly. Is it in your 11th house? Is it your 10th house? Because just because 'cause you're Capricorn rising does not necessarily mean that your 10th house is Libra, because I use unequal house system, it just depends. So but I would say there should be some new opportunities, absolutely, for Capricorn, and as I said, with Uranus going into, Gemini, 6th house for Capricorn over the summer, there could be some surprising doors opening and interesting things, but the thing is that Capricorn needs to keep riding the technology wave and innovating. That's the Uranus going into the 6th house, so I would suggest that. Stella, I'm a Virgo sun with Gemini moon and Libra rising. Is my landlord going to fix up this place or ask us to move out? Moved in end of August. Virgo sun, Gemini moon, rising. You're gonna find a better place to live. The change you're gonna know in March. You're gonna know in March, but you're gonna find a better place. Jupiter's gonna go over your moon. I don't know the degree, but when Jupiter goes over our moon, and moon represents home and represents our emotions, there is likely to be a happy change in your home environment. Now, Virgo sun, again, as I said before, um, you're having the south node go through your sign, and also as a Libra rising, your sun is in the 12th house. So, karmically kinda wrapping up a situation, 12th house, that is not good for you. Um, but again, like I said to 7 earlier in the chat, if you know these things are kinda going on, and we know eclipses are coming, and you're a Virgo, so the full moon lunar eclipse in the middle of March is in your sign, and it might be squaring your moon. Because again, I don't know the exact degrees. The eclipse in March is at 23 or 24 degrees Virgo. So, depending on the degree of your moon, it could be squaring your moon, which would suggest he's probably gonna ask you to move out. But if Jupiter is on your moon, it will bring a benefit right away. You can find a place fairly easily, or a better place. Maybe not so easy, it's hard out there right now, but you will find a better place with Jupiter. Jupiter will get you out of this situation. Okay, so again, it depends. That's why, you have to look at somebody's chart. Um, but the same thing, it's like the ghosting one, right? It's like, why aren't people responsible? He's a landlord. It's if you're gonna be a landlord, you're gonna buy a house or whatever you're doing, a condo, and you're renting it out, you need to be responsible. This landlord, not you personally, Carly, but this landlord needs to be responsible. Fix up what needs to be fixed. That is your job. Fix it. Hello, Karina, good to see you. Becky Bennett, it's coming in and out, your sound. Okay, I'm sitting right here at this microphone. I don't know what else to do. Um, Diane, thanks. I didn't think about the Uranus shift, but it makes sense and gives me more time. Okay, good. Um, Carly, I'm happy for you that you can still talk to him via your sleep realm. Thank you so much. Yes, it's been very nice. He's come several times now, my dad. Um, and I attribute that to very strong Neptune, North Node, Venus and Pisces energy that's happening right now. So, it's the veil is thin right now. I don't know if y'all, like, have been tuning into that, but the veil is very thin, very thin. Cole Pepper's take on it. Beautiful little hearts, thank you. Yeah, I really am. I'm still grieving him, you know? I mean, I'm not boo-hooing every day, but as he would say, my dad would say boo-hooing, but, you know, it's sad, it's tender, it hurts still. It just does. Hello, Mangilia. Greetings from Italy. I don't know if you said your name right, but, Colleen, be kind. She's like, "Yeah, I'm trying." Bobo helps. Um, yeah, let's see. JC, how you doing? I hope you're feeling better. Um, okay, Holly R. Oh, yeah, Scorpio Sun, Cappy rising, Aquarius Moon, Sag Venus. Okay, Cappy rising, Aquarius Moon. Hmm, that's an interesting combo. So, again, I would wanna look at your degrees, but probably have Pluto now in your 2nd house, Holly R, of money, and at some point in the next 18 years, it will be going over your moon, um, and your Sag Venus is probably in your 12th house. Again, I'd have to look, but, um, what I would really suggest, and again, I just make suggestions because I don't know you personally, I'm just reading a little comment here on YouTube, but, I would get ahead of any possible curve you can with your finances. Right? So, like, save your money, invest your money, not financial advice, talk to a financial advisor. I don't care if it's $5 a week, put it into, know, Vanguard's fund, stock market fund. I mean, whatever you do, again, not financial advice, but, because with Pluto in your 2nd house, you're gonna wanna have some savings that you can fall back on. Again, not that anything bad's gonna happen, but we know Pluto can bring changes and bring extreme things. And with your Venus in the 12th house and Sag, you know, it's just a good idea. Sag Venus, you know, like a Pisces Venus, a Gemini Venus, or a Virgo Venus. Well, maybe not Virgo Venus, but, I would say maybe more fire sign Venuses. So Sag, Aries, or Leo Venuses again, it's a general statement, can sometimes be a little like, "Let's spend the monies." So, you know, but you have also a responsible Scorpio, responsible Capricorn, but I would just do what you can to stockpile your resources, um, and that's really a good advice in today's economy anyway, but especially for Capricorn rising who have Pluto now in their 2nd house. But again, if you look at somebody's chart, it will tell you that, like, Pluto's not in my 2nd house yet because I have a huge 1st and 7th house, so it's not in unequal house in the unequal house system, so it is not in my 2nd house yet. Um, so But Pluto can bring deep transformational changes, and you wanna always have a backup plan. So, that's what I would say. And depending on the degree of your moon too, I don't know what degree it is when Pluto will hit your moon, which could cause a sudden move. That's the thing, and you're gonna wanna make sure that you have money if you have to move all of a sudden, because moon represents our home, Pluto going over could be a move. Again, could be, it depends on a lot of other things in the chart. And that's also what I wanna say, guys, when, you know, it's all well and good. You know, I put out tons of videos on YouTube. I know you watch other people too, and there's all sorts of information out there. You have to keep in mind, there is nothing like having your actual chart read and interpreted. I don't care, it doesn't have to be me, but whomever, and having them explain things to you because there's so much nuance involved. And the other thing too is with all the transits and all the things that go on, as I said a little earlier, I kinda talked about this. It's not usually one thing that indicates a trajectory of events or energy. It's usually multiple things, like 3 to 4 different aspects or transits that are going on that are pointing in a direction that indicate, yeah, this probably will occur. Probably. Again, we have free will. The universe makes, has free will. Like, we have free will. It's like a high probability. So, keep that in mind. Like, yes, Pluto going over your moon can bring a sudden transformation of where you're living, how you're living, who you're living with, but it depends on the house that it's in. It depends on the other things that are going on in your life. It could, indicate other things happening. So, just keep all of that in mind. As usual, multiple things that are going on. Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. La Joconde. We have Scorpio rising, Libra sun and Venus, so 12th houser, Cancer moon, and Aquarius north node. Okay, that's an interesting combo. So, people with prominent placements in their 12th house, like, well, any placement in your 12th house, whatever planet energies you have in your 12th house, excuse me, there is usually things to work through. There's karma, there's things about shining, identity, showing up and being seen, dealing with sometimes karmic baggage that isn't even yours. It comes from ancestors or it comes from, the beyond. Um, so that can be challenging energy when you have placements in your 12th house. It doesn't mean that you're doomed or anything. It just means it's to be aware of. And usually people in the 12th house can again, depends on the planet, but could be very private people, and you're already a Scorpio rising, which tends to be more private. Um, but again, depending on where your moon degree is, you gotta be alert to what's Pluto doing. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I read your moon sign wrong. You have moon in Cancer. Sorry, I was thinking Aquarius, I was looking at the other thing. Okay, so with your moon in Cancer and probably having Mars go over your moon, rethinking your direction in life with the ninth house emphasis, your moon's probably in the ninth house. Your North Node Aquarius, what degree Pluto's gonna hit that, could be changing your foundation in life. A big move could be coming up for you, with Pluto in your 4th house and the North Node, but it's not just a move, it could be like the change of a whole lifestyle, the change of your identity. Um, so it could be very, very powerful for you. And of course, you've just been through a lot, Rajapun, with the South Node hitting your Sun and Venus in the last year and a half. So, and now Mars retrograde making you kinda emotionally pick up the pieces from that South Node transit. So, and what's going on with your career right now? If you have a career, right? So you have the full moon is happening in if you're Scorpio rising in your 10th house of career more than likely. And again, with a Cancer moon, you had Pluto at some point from 2008 to the November 2024 timeframe go opposite your moon, which can bring a great loss in your life, and probably of a relative because well, it doesn't have to be a relative, but it could have been. With Capricorn, usually ancestors and stuff like that, but it could have been another relationship, it's very possible. Or somebody who was a mentor or a teacher with Pluto in the 3rd house, or somebody from the neighborhood you grew up with, so it could have been something like that that was going on at some point from 2008 to 2024 when Pluto went opposite your moon, that's heavy. Okay, let's see, Catherine, Aquarius sun, Gemini rising, Gemini moon, okay, so you got some nice, uh up-leveling from Jupiter right now in Gemini, and you gotta be paying attention to what Uranus is gonna be doing starting in July, especially if you're you have stuff in early degrees of Gemini because Uranus is gonna be entering Gemini in July for a few months, and then he'll go back into Taurus and then back in 2026, back into Gemini, so and then you'll have Jupiter, Catherine, in your 2nd house of money starting June 9th, so that's very nice. So there could be some new money opportunities for you. Holly's saying right on. JC, thank you for that. I've been ghosted lot. La Joconde is clapping, thank you. It's fine, we hear you, good. Rich F, Libra rising, Libra sun, and Scorpio moon. What a combo, right? Um, no, that's not I mean, there's nothing wrong with that combo. Scorpio moon is very intense, of course. How do you reconcile that? I mean, you have Libra rising and a Libra sun, so, you have that beautiful Libra balance energy, cordial, polite, probably handsome, okay, with Libra rising. You take care of yourself, probably, you like to, keep everything nice. That's Libra, right? Libra's nice, probably like pastels, um, but then you have a Scorpio moon, which is the opposite, right? Which is like, the Gothic. So, how does your Libra handle that? Inquiring minds would like to know. Okay, Patricia Clark, I definitely sign up for that. Alright, I will keep that on the radar. Like I said, I'm doing a few other things right now, but, and would you like that class to be live, or would you like it to be self-paced? Let me know in the comments. I'm happy to teach a class live on Zoom, but if I teach a class live on Zoom, I'm just gonna say this, like, I would like it to be a intimate grouping of people, like, at most 20 people. Like, and even that's, I think, too big. I'd prefer, like, 12, honestly, so that it could be, like, a real group and discussion, like, not just me talking, like, that everybody can ask questions and that it would be very interactive, and that's more manageable when you have about 12. 20 starts to get a little unmanageable. So, let me know about that. And I would do it with Zoom, it'd be fun. And I think it's important to, like, you have to let me know. You guys obviously love astrology, you're here on this live, still quite a few of you. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit that hit that thumbs up. Gotta get my YouTube channel, out of the doldrums here. Um, so, I'm happy to do, like, more of an intro so that you can understand your chart. We can do that. We can also do more of, you know, what do I need to know about astrology? It depends. You have to let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm open-minded. I will consider various things. But I think it's good what I was gonna say is to keep it more manageable. Like, I'd rather do it personally, but I would, adjust. I'd rather do it in one 3-hour block with a big break in between, that we focus on one, like, key thing, like sun, moon, rising. We do maybe an hour on each, like, how do you figure it out? What does it mean? Like, you know, then do this big, long, drawn out, like, 10-week thing, like, I would rather focus, um, and do it that way. So, you guys let me know. I am flexible, and that way people know it's, like, just, like, a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, like, something like that, and it's you have that chunk of time. That's how I work, and how my brain operates best. So, not everybody's brain works that way. So, you guys let me know. Alright. Ellie says, "Thanks so much. I do need my own space because I want to career change. I work in the medical field 20 years and it burns me out." Yeah, that's hard. Medical teachers, first responders, all of that. It's you guys do thank you for your service. You guys do so much, um, with all that type of thing. And you do, when you're dealing I don't know what you're doing in the medical field, but when you're dealing even if you're just in that environment. I worked in a hospital a long time ago, like, I'm talking, like, the dinosaur ages. I worked in a hospital. I did not do anything medical, but I was in the hospital environment. Just being in the hospital environment, I mean, you start feeling, it's heavy energy, right? Because when you talk about people's life and death situations, it's tough just being in that energy. So you need a sanctuary, you need a place where you can regroup and recharge your energy. Jen is saying, "Hello, Miss Stella. A beautiful white pair with red tail just showed up in our house. I wonder in your house? Literally in the house? It came in the house?" I think it's an ancestor that has a message for you. That's what I think. But I think the red is lucky, personally, but I'm an Aries, so maybe I'm biased. I think red is lucky. I think an ancestor has a message. That is what I'm feeling. Diana's saying Leo sun, Cancer moon, Virgo rising. Alright, so you're also a 12th houser. You have your sun in the 12th house, your moon in the 11th house. So that's an interesting combination because your moon may crave to be noticed or be with people or find your people, 11th house, your find your tribe, so to speak, that expression. But if your sun is in the 12th house, there may be a little bit of again, maybe, I don't know you personally, I'm just talking energy here. There may be a little cognitive dissonance and maybe like, well, but I still wanna kinda stay private. That's an interesting energy, and of course, Virgo rising. So I would ask myself, Diane, I'd be like, "Am I allowing myself to really shine? Am I allowing myself, my true self, my Leo energy to really shine with the right people? Am I with the right people? How might I free myself from being overly critical and hard on myself and not allow myself to be in the public or shine as much as I would like?" You take my metaphors for what they're worth, but with Virgo rising, you have the South Node going through your rising sign right now. It's time to release old identities and, think about these things, and you have Mars retrograde, in your moon sign, so rethinking how you're connecting with other people, 11th house, how you're connecting with the wider world, what hopes and wishes and dreams that you wanna invest your energy in. Culpepper's take on it. You're so awesome, Stella, you're so good. Thank you so much. I enjoy it very, very much. I love talking astrology. And you guys gotta remember too, yeah, I love tarot, of course. Who doesn't love tarot? But you gotta remember, or maybe you don't know, but I started out with astrology. That's what I started my life with when I was 12 years old. I got Derek and Julia Parker's book on I forget the exact name of it, the astrology book. It was very popular at the time, and I taught myself astrology. I taught myself how to draw a chart. I was 12 years old. It was the days before computers. We didn't have a computer to do charts. Astrology is my first love, but because I have a Scorpio moon, of course, I love all things intuitive, and because my 6th house is Gemini, and what have I always said about Gemini? It's always about 2 things. It is why I have both things that I love to do, and I love combining both of them, the astrology and the tarot. It's just in my chart, it's in my nature. So thank you for that, and it is my first love. I could read about astrology, talk about astrology, explore astrology. It's so awesome. It's so fun. It's so fun, and I really hope too I know people, of course, we're all serious about our lives, of course. We're serious people, we're serious about our lives, but I hope too that we can bring a little, uh, not joy maybe that's the wrong word, but a little more, levity, a little more humor, a little more lightness of being to some of these discussions, because sometimes people they get so heavy into it, like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this transit's happening," like, "Oh my god." Well, okay, calm down, everybody, let take a breath, we have free will, we must always remember that. So, it's always how we use the energies, and everything in your chart this is why it's so important for you guys to know your chart. It's really important because everything in your chart in my opinion, this is how I approach a natal chart, is an opportunity for growth. And everybody's got something in their chart that's not optimal. Everybody does. I've never seen a chart yet that didn't have something a little, a little tough. But everything in the chart, it's a mandala of your soul, your natal chart. And where are the placements, and where are the transits, and where are the connections, the aspects between the planets, your houses. Like, somebody had all that energy in Cancer before, the stellium, like 5 things in Cancer. That's huge. And if you know what that means and you know what that house is, you can use that energy to inform your choices in life, but you're still in charge of making those choices. Astrology doesn't make them for you, but you can understand yourself better and make better choices. That's my whole point, and hopefully have a little fun along the way and not, ascribe it so much to doom and gloom. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. It's the same thing, I get a little frustrated. I'm gonna be all Aries right now. There's, some things I see, Not on YouTube. It's on X. It's not here on YouTube, 'cause I don't watch other YouTubers. I don't have time, honestly. It's not that I don't like people, I just don't have time. Um, but there is, of course, everybody's up in arms about, this, that, and the other thing with the way the world is, and I don't blame anybody for that. I mean, the world, yeah, there's a lot going on. But it's like if you look at a chart of the United States, and there's many different charts you could choose. People think that there's only one, the Sibley chart. No, you could choose that one, you could choose when they actually voted to become America, you could choose the date in August when they actually ratified the Constitution. There's multiple options. So you can't just say, in my opinion, it's irresponsible for an astrologer to say, and again, not here on YouTube, but for someone to say, "Oh my god," and again, one aspect, well, the United States' moon is gonna be square Uranus, or Uranus is gonna square the United States' moon, and there's gonna be problems and etcetera, and so on, and doom and gloom and drama. We don't know that. We do not know that, and we don't even know which chart should we really use for the inception of the United States, as an example. And my point with this is, you know, don't go down the doom and gloom rabbit hole, even with your own chart or with aspects, like I said, like when someone was asking before about, is it stressful this next month? It's as stressful as it's gonna be, as you allow it to be, like, we do have control sometimes over our responses. You can be emotional, of course, be emotional, be angry, be happy, be whatever, don't, bypass and not feel your emotions, but you get my point, you get my point. Um, but if you know your own chart and you know, because not every eclipse affects everybody either, right? Like, look at where 23 Virgo is in your chart. Go find that's it, but you don't know your chart, so you gotta get your chart. So maybe I better do this class on how to get your chart and understand your chart. See what I'm saying? Like, 23 Virgo for me, it doesn't affect anything in my chart. In my personal chart, yes, it's still in a certain house, but it's not hitting a moon or an angle or whatever. I'm not gonna stress about it. Why am I gonna do that to myself? You see my point? So, and I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just saying, yeah, Carly's like, "You live in Australia." You know, you get my point. You get my point. So, all right. Aries, we get on our little rants. This is part of being an Aries. And the moon's in Leo, so we have to have a little drama. A little bit of drama. Okay. Chrissy is out shopping. Chrissy, I specifically put the posting on Facebook so you would see it, and I put it early so you wouldn't miss it. No, I'm not doing cards right now. We're just discussing, astrology stuff. So, and I don't know anything just going by a birth date. I mean, I know you're an Aries, but that's all I know. Um, so, okay, Connie is saying, "I'm a double Scorpio and a Sag moon. Will I have true love?" Okay, so can you give up, well, okay, let me reframe, I was gonna say that. Let me reframe that. Um, do you really want to have true love? I'm Scorpio to Scorpio, I'm gonna ask you. I have Scorpio in my chart. Because that's the thing too. And again, I don't know, your chart, but you have your moon in Sagittarius. Where's your Venus? Is your Venus in Scorpio or is your Venus in Sagittarius? So Sagittarius moons, again, it doesn't mean you can't settle down, but they tend to like their freedom before they settle down, for sure. Double Scorpio is very private energy, and Scorpio likes to be in control. So, can you find somebody who matches that energy for you, is what I would say. Lori Z, "Hi, Stella, love you." Oh, thank you so much, Lori Z. Very sweet. Becky. Hello, Becky. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Taurus Sun, Leo Moon, and Libra Rising. Okay. So, wow. So you've had Uranus in your 8th house. And you're an 8th house Sun. Again, I don't know degrees here, but all right. So what I would say to this is, and with your Leo Moon, there might be something coming out right now at this full moon for you, Becky, for you to make some changes or up level how you're showing up in the world, being more visible. So your Leo moon's probably in your 11th house of groups and connections, networks, and, putting more of your energy and your business in the spotlight. So I don't know if you're still doing, fairs and festivals and stuff like that, but it may be time to, put yourself out there a little bit more. I know you were doing some of those, but it might be time to do them or do them in a different place or offer different things that still maybe feel aligned for you, but that transformational energy, because you still probably have Uranus in that 8th house. So switching up and surprising yourself and surprising your community with some of your, talents in a different way, with different offerings. Like, I'm trying to find these comments. Um, okay, hold on. I'm trying to go back and forth here. Okay, let's see. So I hope that makes sense. Hope that makes um, Chrissy, God knows I need help. Oh, Chrissy, you're all right. Um, all right. Colleen, thank you very much. Is all very helpful. Good. Um, Chrissy, I wanna know if I'll be successful with fixing the troubles with my Gemini sun. Okay, Gemini, you know, it's not that Gemini's stubborn, unless they have Mercury in Taurus, he could be stubborn, but it's 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 more like they'll say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," but then they'll just go do what they want. So they might listen, but they're just gonna go do what they just gonna go do what they want, Gemini. Um, Sometimes with Gemini, you gotta act like you don't care. I'm gonna say that. You gotta give Gemini a puzzle. That's what I would say. Um, so, without getting too deep into that, but think about how that might apply. Cheryl saying, "Thank you, Stella. Yes, I wanna go to Italy, my bucket list." Awesome. Um, Cabby is always stressed about work. Yes, it's true. It's true. I mean, again, Holly, I don't mean to brush you off in your comment or anything or your chart, but again, I'm just trying to do these quick, and, it would help to look at the full chart. But Capricorn is usually always stressed about work. Sparrow Goat, glad I caught your live. Yay, Sparrow Goat. I love that name. My Capricorn rising approves that name, Sparrow Goat. Love it. Where's Bobo? Bobo Gabby is asleep on my childhood blanket, which I have from when I was 8 years old. I still have it. And he is on the sofa, and he's on the childhood blanket. He came for the first, like, 2 minutes of the live. Um, Early, yes, thank you so much, Stella. Sending you truckloads of love from Melbourne. One day, I'd love to get to Australia on my dream list. Your dad will have much better understanding of what you do now. I think so. I think he knows. My dad, it's so interesting. I don't know if you guys know this, but, talking about ancestors, and I do think that that was I don't know if I missed that comment with the bird. Where did it go? Um, I think there was a follow-up with Jen and the bird thing. I think that was your grandma. But, in families, aspects repeat. Like, if you look, like, certain signs may be prominent in a family. Like, you have all these Virgos, or it seems everybody has a Virgo moon or whatever, right? Like, you can have things and energies that are very prominent, um, in the astrological DNA, shall we say, of people's charts. And, my dad's moon is conjunct Neptune in his chart, and guess what? So is mine. So is mine. So, my dad was very, very intuitive. He would maybe never say that exactly, But he super, super intuitive, and he used it in his work. Virgo moon, he used it in his work, his intuition, and it actually saved his life a couple of times. So, but if you sat down with him and, like, kinda talked to him and asked him, he'd be like, "I just kinda knew. I just kinda knew not to go there or do that or whatever." That's what he would've said. So it's interesting, you can check again if people's charts or whatever, you can look at your mom, grandma, grandpa, whomever, sister, brother, and see the energies, like, do you do you have a problem with this particular sibling? Well, why? Like, where's their moon? Where's your moon? What's going on in the 3rd house? Like, that type of thing. Um, uh, and your moon sign can indicate, like, if you have a Scorpio moon, you have an Aquarian moon, whatever your moon sign is, can also kind of indicate how your mother's pregnancy was and or, like, how what your quality of relationship was like with your mother, but also maybe what the quality of the relationship was like with her and your father, if the father was around. So it's interesting because, somebody who has Cancer moon versus somebody who has Scorpio moon or Aquarian moon, like, you can look at that too. The home environment growing up and the relationship with the mother, what was that like? It was fascinating. That's why I love astrology, very fascinating. Um, Misha is saying Sag rising, Sag sun, Sag rising, Cap moon. What do you need to be aware of right now? I don't know. I don't know, you got Pluto in your 3rd house in Aquarius right now, so I would say you need to, deep dive into your mind, clear the cobwebs out of your mind, not that you have cobwebs, but you know what I'm saying. Clean the cobwebs out of your mind and deep dive into learning something new. That is gonna be your assignment with Pluto in Aquarius over the next 15 years in your 3rd house of the mind. As a Sag, you should like learning. It doesn't have to be book learning, it can be any skill or anything you're interested in. And 3rd house is also the hands, so it could be something you do with your hands that's a skilled type thing, but Pluto is about diving really deep into it. It's being super obsessed. It's time to find a new obsession, Misha, that either will, be mental obsession or, like I said, something you're making. That's what I would say. Sparrow goat is a Cappy sun. Of course, because you got goat. And a Gemini rising. Okay, so Jupiter in your 1st house, that's very good. Um, you have Saturn and North Node now in your 10th house. So, and I'm so visual, like, I like to see a chart, that's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to, see the chart in my mind's eye. So, 7th, so Capricorn's your 8th house, more than likely. Um I think it's a time for, like, taking some career risks and chances, Sparrow Goat. That's what I think, especially over the next year, and maybe especially when, Uranus gets into Gemini. So maybe over the summer, things, like that for you coming up. It's a time to take, like, a risk and expand out of a comfort zone with your career, but it probably needs to be motivated by, uh spiritual considerations, meaning with the Pisces activation of your 10th house, like, does this feel right and aligned for me spiritually and the direction I wanna grow in spiritually? And I use that in quotes, of course, spiritually, like, whatever that means for you is what I would say. Chrissy's saying, "I need to fix things with my son, he is a mess and doesn't know it." Okay, but you can't tell Gemini anything. They already know everything. But, see, Aries thinks they know everything. This is the issue. This is the issue. You gotta beat him at his own game. Because think about it. Most people don't like to be told what to do. They really don't. That's why, and especially as I'm saying with Gemini, maybe it needs to be like a game is what I'm saying, like a puzzle or a game. so that, he doesn't realize that you're trying to help or fix or whatever. You'll figure it out. Okay, Heart 55. Hi, Stella. Yvonne here. I love the reading I had last year. Oh, yay. I'm probably overdue for another. I'm Cancer Sun, Virgo Moon, Capricorn Rising. I'm waiting on my big job change. Is it coming soon? Okay, well, Yvonne, thank you so much for having the reading with me. I can't remember your chart off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Um, but that's the Capricorn Rising. Virgo Moon. Um, it's possible. It may involve a move. I'm saying that because you have a Virgo Moon. And the South Node is going through that ninth house, so it could be either a move is involved with this job change, or it's about learning something new or, like, expanding horizons because it's ninth house. So, thinking about more of what is possible for you. It's like a getting a ninth house, you know, South Node, Moon, ninth house, like, getting out of the rut, South Node over the Moon, getting out of an emotional rut. And because it's in the ninth house, it's about stepping into expansion. So there could be something like that. And also, and it may not be like Capricorn rising. So third house is Pisces. So it may be more of an expansion in your immediate environment. So it doesn't mean you have to move across country, but it may mean like getting out of habitual habits and routines and expanding your mind into opening up to more, learning, growth, opportunity, and maybe what's going on in your immediate environment. But it may not be a bit like a super big move. It could be a move like a couple of counties over or 3 towns over or something like that. It's like the environment energy. There's also the mental energy of, the Pisces, which is your 3rd house if you're Capricorn rising. So that's what I would say kind of here on YouTube. Um, okay. Well, that's nice that you did that. You sent your son a Valentine card. That is good. Okay, I'm sitting here right in front of the microphone. I'm sorry if the sound is going in and out. Um, okay. Have the microphone up here. Hello, hello. Um, Jennifer James is an Aquarius sun and rising and a Libra moon. Okay, so are you early Aquarius? Like, is Pluto hitting your sun right now in your rising degree? Or are you dealing still with Pluto in your 12th house? That is what I would like to know. Because Pluto, when it transits your 12th house, is a deep spiritual purge and preparation for the new you. And it is a huge karmic wrap up, but you're wrapping up your own karma and your own baggage, and it possibly can be other people's baggage you've been carrying for the ancestors. It is a huge psychological reckoning, karmic reckoning when Pluto goes through 12th house. So it depends. I don't know where your sun and rising degree is, but you're probably still dealing with Pluto in your 12th house. That's what I would say. Diane B is saying, "Hi, Stella. Thanks for all the great insight. Burning the candle at both ends and have a dark cloud over my head. Hmm. Any idea on when things will lighten? Scorpio sun and moon, Taurus rising. Okay. Well, you have a lot of fixed energy in your chart, as do I, so I'm not picking on you. Just, just know that, Diane B. But I would say is, with Taurus rising again, you have Uranus more than likely is in your 1st house currently, depending on rising degree. Um, so it is about the revolution of self. But the thing with fixed sign energy is we wanna be in charge of the changes, and we don't often like to change. We like our habits and routines. That's the Scorpio and the Taurus. That's a fixed sign. So, um, in terms of the dark cloud, you know, I don't know what that means exactly, but I would say where are you resisting changes that do need to be made? Uranus has been calling you to make changes, and Uranus is the great awakener. Uranus is about shock and awe and things was happening and trying to get you out of an identity that doesn't fit you anymore in your 1st house. Um, and more than likely, your Scorpio sun and moon are in your 7th house, so it is time for the revolution of self where you are really thinking of yourself first and not feeling guilty about that. Because with sun and moon in the 7th house, 7th housers, it's always about other people. But no, it's not. Okay, Uranus in your 1st house. So but things have to be balanced. It's not either or, but Uranus has been, I think, probably drawing your attention to the fact that, uh, things get very heavy when things are unbalanced and you're always thinking of other people. So that's what I would say. All right, Mary, Cap, Sun, Rising, Venus, and Taurus Moon. Can I just say that I'm about as sick of Uranus as I am of Pluto? Yes, Pluto. Okay, um, Cap, Sun, Rising. Okay, so Sun in the 1st house, Venus. So Cap, Sun, Rising, and Venus, all Capricorn, and Taurus Moon. So what happened? Do you know your degree of the moon? What happened when Uranus went over your moon? Of course, I don't know how old you are. Was there a surprise move, a surprise pregnancy, whether yours or somebody in the family? Was there a surprise housing situation, a surprise, 'cause your moon might be in the 5th house, so a lucky surprise, creative surprise, something like that. Okay, Eva is hi, Stella, Aries sun, Scorpio rising, and Leo moon. Okay, alright, so probably sun in the 6th house, which means you're a very hard worker, you like to work. The thing is, though, you also do crave recognition with your Leo moon. You need to be recognized. If you don't get that recognition, that is the crank monster coming out. Okay, so you need to shine in your career. You need to have the pat on the back, the awards, all the things, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, but you need to feel appreciated. If you do not feel appreciated, it's like the Scorpio stinger will come out. This is in regards to your work because of the Aries sun in the 6th house more than likely, and your Leo moon in the 10th house. So, you need a career where you are able to shine and in a dynamic way. I mean, Aries and Scorpio combo, not that Leo isn't powerful, because Leo is powerful, but Aries and Scorpio are both ruled by Mars, and we know Mars. I mean, Scorpio is also ruled by Pluto, but in back in the day, it was Mars, right? So, it's like you need independence, you need autonomy, you need recognition, and you also need creative energy. You need to be your own boss, quite frankly, is what I would say, Eva, but, um, so this full moon in Leo might be kind of activating you rethinking your direction in life. If you're Scorpio rising, Mars is retrograde, Mars rules your Aries and the Scorpio. Mars, the ruling planet, is in Cancer, so that is your 9th house if you have Scorpio rising. So you're rethinking, like, your emotional direction, your direction with your career, where do you wanna go? This Leo full moon might be really activating that for you in the 10th house. Okay, so Sparrow Goat is saying, "I definitely am in for a class." Good, excellent. Yes, class. I wanna set up a reading too. Okay, good. Remember, you can only book it on my website. Please do not fall prey to any scammers out there. And the link to book a reading with me is always in the description of my videos as well. Okay, okay, I wanna set up an asparagus, yes, okay. Tina Faulkner, I'm so mad I'm late. Yeah, I'm starting to run out of steam a little bit here. I will probably wrap this up pretty soon. I have been going for almost 2 hours. Um, Carly, heck yes, I'm letting you know now, Stella, live classes with the ACE. Okay, awesome. Entertainment industry is wearing me out. Lots of long hours. Yeah, that's another industry. Yeah, it's like 12, 16-hour days. Okay. Tina, I own my own salon and want to do some remodeling. Do you think this is a good time for that? No, I do not. I'm a Gemini. No. If you wanna do remodeling of your salon, I would wait until we're in Taurus season. I would wait until after April 20th. Why am I saying that? I'd probably wait till the Taurus new moon. I have to look up the date for that. I will do that for you in one moment. Um, I'm saying that because of all the eclipses coming up. We're gonna have the Venus retrograde. Venus rules beauty. Yes, Venus retrograde, maybe remodeling, but I don't like the eclipses that are also going on during the Venus retrograde time. So what I would suggest, Tina, again, it's a suggestion, I'm not telling you what to do, but I would suggest that you make up some plans, but you do not do anything yet because you probably will end up changing your mind, not because you're a Gemini, but because Venus is retrograde. And Venus rules all things salon, beauty, all of that, and also remodeling. So, Tina Faulkner, if you're still here in the chat, let me know. I would not do that. Where's my calendar? Alright, I'm gonna have to look it up online. I don't have my calendar on my face right at the moment. But I would wait. I would wait until the new moon after a couple days after the new moon in Taurus. I'd wait till the moon's in Gemini. Where's the new moon in Taurus? April 27th is the new moon in Taurus. So, you wanna wait a couple days after a new moon to, initialize or initiate the energies, and you wanna do it. If you're a Gemini, do it when the moon is in Gemini. Those look on a calendar, you can find it online. After the new moon in Taurus on April 27th. Okay? That's what I would say. Okay, Jen is saying, "Thank you, Miss Stella. The parrot might be my late grandma. Her birthday is on Valentine's Day." Oh, yes, that's a red tail. That's like a little Valentine that she's bringing you. Oh, sparrow goat, Linda Goodman's sun signs. Oh my god, I loved Linda Goodman's sun sign. I have my chart, but I didn't really understand it. That's why I would love to take the class. Okay, yeah. So, the way I would do it, because I have already thought about this, the way that I would do the class is we'd have a small group. We'd probably meet for 3 hours, but let me know in the comments if that's, like on a Saturday or a Sunday. And I would give you instructions before we meet on Zoom of how you can generate your chart, like the way I would do it if you were having a reading with me. And then what we would do is we would focus in on, again, we can't do everything, but we would do our best to look at the 3 main things to understand your chart, your sun, your moon, and your rising. Okay, that's why we gotta keep it to small groups of people, um, so you can get a lot of value out of it, because I'm sure there'll be lots of questions, but I wanna have your charts you need to have your chart done already, so we save time that way. It's like you have it, and then we jump right into the class and discuss this. Okay, so Carly could be worse in Australia. Sparrow goat, I have Virgo in 3 planets. Okay, so you have 3 planets in Virgo. Real Country Women of Hanover, I am a Capricorn rising and I auditioned for a musical. Will I get a call back? I'm doing astrology here, but my intuition is saying yes. I didn't get a bad feeling. I and Becky is saying I am. I'm trying to open a church. I am currently remodeling. Yes, that is fitting for you, Becky, with what is going on, again, just off the top of my head, with the transits right now to your chart. Excuse me. Yeah, as a business, spiritual, metaphysical, 100%, 100%. Let me know, please, Becky, stay in contact with me. Let me know when you get that open. Would love to come and see it in person and support you. You're not that far away from me. I would love to do that. Um, okay, sparrow goat, so true with my boss. Real country women, crappy sun and rise. I live on a street named Sparrows. I love sparrows. I love that. What the heck is that name of that group that I really like that's called oh, no, that's Sea Rose, not Sparrows. I Okay, I'm remembering it the wrong way. My mom always comes in as a sparrow in the spirit world. Beautiful. Um, I have an overwhelming feeling that this year is going to be the best year for me after years of bad energy and lots of hardships. Now I feel so much more alive than ever. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, be happy, live your life, treat yourself well, be nice to yourself. That's half the battle, honestly, in my opinion, you know? And keep up those boundaries, man. We still have Saturn in Pisces. When there's bad energy around, you put up those boundaries, and you do not feel guilty about it. Don't let anybody make you feel guilty. Sparrow goat, how about a Sag moon? Um, what about a Sag moon? What about them? What do you wanna know? Um, okay. Good evening, beautiful souls. Hello, Sosa. Um, Chrissy, how can I beat him at his game? He's possessed. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you just have to detach with love. I mean, you can't I know he's your son and your mom, and you wanna always help and fix your kids, but honestly, there's a certain to a certain point, you cannot do anything. Everybody is on their own spiritual journey. Now, this, of course, is my opinion, but you do what you can, but at some point, everybody is responsible for themselves, their own karma, their own life, and it's hard. It's hard as F because if they're your kids, it's hard to have that "I love you," but have that little bit of detachment because you can't, right? You can't. As again, my opinion. So, okay. Hello, Kathy Riddle, good to see you. Okay. Kathy is a Capricorn sun, Libra rising, and Aquarius moon. Where is your moon? What degree? Do you know? Okay, so Libra rising, so you have Pluto more than likely in your 5th house right now. So, it is time for a creative renaissance in your life. It's time to have some new hobbies, to let your creativity start transforming your life. There could be new grandchildren on the way, 5th house ruling children, and Pluto bringing in, karmic new karmic ties, etcetera, transformations, but, and it depends on your moon, Kathy, where it is, what degree, because Pluto will go over your moon at some point over the next 15 years, and, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that is not an easy energy, but a lot of it is what we make of it, of course, but I can speak to Pluto going over one's birth sign when Pluto was in Scorpio, and it was a very, very challenging time for me. Doesn't mean that will be for you, but Pluto is heavy. The moon is our emotions, it's our home, it's our female relatives, so there could be some transformations with those situations, but it depends on the degree that may be years away for you yet. Okay, but just Pluto in general in your 5th house, it's time to transform your life through, some new creative pursuits, whatever you enjoy doing, and that's, again, just, a quickie. Um, Kate, is life upside down, broken foot, holed up in an expensive hotel. My house-sitting job canceled. I'm sorry. Leo, Uranus, Moon, looking for a home and disabled. Well, I hope things that turn around for you soon. Um, I'm assuming you have Uranus conjunct your moon in Leo. We have a full moon in Leo right now. Um, so just do the best you can to take care of yourself. This too shall pass. We will all hold a good thought for you that things turn around. Okay, Lenore, amen. Real country women of Hanover, glad to see you live. Michelle D, hi. Hi, Michelle. Uh, Lenore says, "Working for a state agency, working many hours. I am done looking for a job." Good. Carly, that sounds excellent. Thank you again. Okay, bye, Carly. Good to see you. Eva S, thank you. Sparrow Goat. Yeah, I know, right? Do you guys remember too, like, if you're of a certain age, back in the day, Cosmopolitan magazine would also have all those, like, horoscopes in that magazine. That was my thing in high school, like, all the crushes I had, like, I'm trying to find out their birthday, like, "Oh, is he Sagittarius? Is he Leo?" My first boyfriend was a Leo. He's so Um, but yeah, the Linda Goodman, "Oh, Leos and Aries, they get along really well." "Okay, yeah, we did." But then he was a year older than me, and then he went away to college, and that was the end. But he was very Leo. He's very sweet, very funny, and very artistic, and, very, like, but very sweet, like, he wasn't, like, gross. Like, he was very, gentlemanly, let's just put it that way. But he was an artist, he would draw me little pictures and stuff, and he's so sweet. Very sweet, sweet guy. He also played the guitar, and he would, like, play songs for me. Dave, Dave. Okay, thank you so much, Real Country Hanover. Yeah, Linda Goodman, she was awesome, man. She rocked. But, those of us of a certain age, isn't it freaking cool the way, astrology was so huge in the '70s, and then I don't know what happened. I mean, it was still around, but it kinda I don't know. And now there's this huge resurgence again. It's so nice to see. It is so nice to see. Also, I used to read every American astrology magazine. Also, I read Del Horoscope. That was my thing. I always did every Friday night. I would well, not every Friday night, but whenever the new magazine came out for the month, I would go to back in the day of magazines, I would go to buy a candy bar and my American Astrology magazine and, read it cover to cover. And the thing that was so cool about that magazine back in, the '80s was really the heyday for it. It's now no longer in publication. It was also in the '90s too. I would read it. I read it for, 2.5 decades. Um, but they would have charts. This was so cool. People would write in their questions. They'd write in just like this, "Oh, my career question, my love question," whatever. And they'd submit their birth information, and they would have the sample chart there, and then the astrologer would write and interpret, "This is what's going on." I loved that, it was so awesome. But that's how you learn, that is how you learn, in my opinion, says my Mercury in Taurus. That is how you learn. Um, and you learn by doing this stuff yourself, but super, super cool, super fun. Um, but yeah, Linda Goodman, American Astrology Magazine is my favorite. Ernest, hello, Ernest. Virgo sun, Gemini moon with Virgo rising, and I'm not sure what happening to my inner guidance. I don't know, but probably with your double Virgo situation, you're really being called to transform right now and go after a very important dream that you have been nurturing in your heart. Because Jupiter is probably going over your moon at some point here again without knowing the degrees. Maybe it already happened, I don't know. But South Node going over your sun and and in your rising, your 1st house, and your Gemini moon's in your 10th house of career more than likely. But the moon is our cravings, our desires, what we want, and 10th house can be our calling. So it doesn't have to necessarily be career, but your moon is your emotions. What are you calling? What's calling you to be experienced right now? Excuse me, through some sort of change of identity and release of what you know up to this point in your life. It's Virgo 2.0 season. This is it with the South Node for all Virgo placements, but especially for you, Ernest, because your moon's involved, and it's time for the birth of a new dream and going for it, but it will require you to release an old identity. That's what I feel. Sparrow Goat, Kathy, I love that book. Haha. Diane, I had to pop out, and 2 hours later, you're still going. See, oh my god, it is almost 2 hours. Kate, you're very welcome. Thanks, Stella. Um, okay, I'm serious about my son being possessed, and I haven't seen him in I'm sorry you're going through all that stuff with your son. Um, yeah, I mean, again, I know you really wanna fix him, and he has no idea he's possessed. He may be possessed, I mean, I don't know him. Um, just pray. Pray for him. I mean, I believe in that very strongly. But he's gonna make his own choices, and it's hard. It's hard as a parent. I feel for you, Christy, I really do, but pray for him. Prayer works, it really does. Um, okay. Sparrow Goat remembers Cosmopolitan Mag Okay, Michelle, I'm Virgo sun, but right on the Leo cusp. I always wonder how the cusp plays into things. Yeah, that's a very good question. Um, there really is I just saw that how paper roll monthly. There really is I don't wanna say no such thing as a cusp, but you know you're a Virgo sun because you are a Virgo sun. You may be born in the first breath of Virgo, the first moment that the sun went into Virgo. It could be 0 degrees, 1 minute, but you're still a Virgo. Your sun is in Virgo, right? So, it doesn't really the cusp doesn't really matter in that sense. What matters is where are your planets? So this is why birth time is so important, right? Because it does affect, yeah, are you a Virgo or are you a Leo? Like, if you don't have your birth time, you don't know. Um, You could maybe try to figure it out or get your chart rectified, that's a whole other discussion, but where's your planets? You know, what usually happens is no matter what your sun sign is, usually and this usually your Mercury and Venus are either in your sign, before your sign, or after your sign. And then we have to consider the other planets, that are going around the chart. So, it could be you could be a Virgo sun, but you could have a ton of planets in Leo. You could have a ton of planets in Libra. Or you could have your Mercury, your Venus, uh, you know, who knows what else, maybe in Libra. So, it's not to me, it's not so much the cusp. It's like you gotta know your birth time because 'cause you're either a Virgo or you're not. It's just the thing, you're either Leo or you're not. Um, yeah, Linda Goodman, she was awesome. She was an Aries. I don't know if you guys knew that. Linda Goodman was an Aries. Um, I could watch you all night, thanks. Oh, you're very welcome. I pray all day, every day for my son. Yeah. I mean, personally, I believe in that. I mean, I'm not disbelieving you. I believe that that can happen to people. Um, and honestly, if that is the case, that's heavy duty, and, you need maybe professional professional help with that. Spiritual help I'm talking about, because it's heavy. It's heavy, and I do believe that type of thing does exist. So, my heart goes out to you. That's not easy. That's not easy. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap this up now. I am tired. It's already 9 o'clock here, and super fun. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your support. Love these conversations. If you would like me to do this again, let me know in the comments, and, we will, be back with more with more videos shortly. There will be a Valentine's video coming out on Friday for those of you looking to manifest love in 2025. If you're not into that, that's fine, but for those of you into that, there will be a video on that for you, for the singles, and, just keep on using the energy, stay calm, everything will be fine, okay? Just breathe and, don't buy into the hype, that's the other thing. I mean, we have to hype a little bit on YouTube to get clicks. I mean, that's another reality. I sometimes do hypey titles too on my videos. I mean, you gotta play the game a little bit, but that's why I try to keep it as real as possible, in the actual videos that I create and try to give you, like I say, the information you can use and apply to your life. Um, but, keep everything in perspective. That's the thing. That's the thing. You have power over your life. You can create and manifest beautiful things in your life, and knowing your chart can really help you do that. So, thank you. Thank you so much. Very fun, and I hope to see you all again really, really soon. Take care.